Well, hello and welcome to Cainey'S Tips for another week. Big round of A-League action coming up this weekend. Starting tonight at Etihad Stadium, where the Melbourne Victory host the champions Brisbane Roar. Now, Brisbane picked up their first win of the season against the Jets last week and will be bolstered by the return of Matt Mackay from international duty. The Victory drew with Sydney FC in its last start, and with some regulars back on deck, and with former Raw hero Besart Berisha leading from the front line, the hosts will have no intention of giving Mike Mulvey's team an easy ride. Now, the stats are stacked in the favour of the Raw, as the Victory have won only just one of their last 12 A-League games against Brisbane, including finals. Despite that, I'm tipping a Melbourne Victory win. The other match tonight over in the West, Wellington Phoenix make the big trip away to Perth to take on the Perth Glory. Now, Ernie Merrick's, he's got several key players coming back from the New Zealand international side, but a tough travel schedule for the All Whites, coupled with a second successive away game for the Phoenix, means the odds are stacked against the visitors. Now, Perth are on top of the table, and for good reason. They've won their last 5 matches in all competitions, including a first away victory on the Central Coast, and also their first ever victory against the Western Sydney Wanderers. And because of this, I think that the Perth can continue on its way in this one, the Perth Glory to win. Tomorrow night, the Newcastle Jets take on Western Sydney Wanderers. Both sides are still winless for the season. Now, the Jets are coming in off a big loss against the Raw, while the Wanderers played out a scoreless draw midweek with the Mariners. Newcastle will see the return of Andrew Hoole from Ollie Rood duty. Scott Neville, he also returns from injury and will come back into the right back role. But the big news is that Ben Kennedy will replace Mark Birighitti in goals. Now, the Wanderers like hitting on the counter, but watch them press forward in this one in search of their first 3 points. Considering that the Jets were so poor last week, I can't see anything but a Wanderers win in this one. Saturday's other match at Amy Park in Melbourne. Melbourne City take on Sydney FC. The Sky Blues have had a solid start to their season so far under coach Graham Arnold, while City haven't lived up to their early season expectations. The City squandered a two-goal lead against the Mariners last week and will be looking to tighten things up at the back if they're to get a result from this game. Sydney are also undefeated after 6 games and only have conceded 3 goals. But on the other hand, they've failed to score in their last 2. I'm picking a draw in this one. And in the only game on Sunday, the Central Coast Mariners host Adelaide United. The Reds are sitting in second spot and producing the goods under coach Josip Gombau, while the Mariners haven't been at their best. And as I just mentioned earlier, they've got out of jail against Melbourne City in their last start. The Mariners' only win of the season was back in round 1, and they'll be looking at getting back into the top 6 mix. Look for Mitchell Duke to also become more involved this week. I just feel Adelaide will nick this one on the road, the Reds to win. Well, that's my predictions for round 7. Good luck, and we'll see you next week.